Coach Korn here, touching base with you on Tuesday morning training, and we're bringing you the book Monday Morning Choices with David Cottrell. And so far we've been covering all the chapters on the 12 things you can do to make your life extraordinary. We are on attitude or Monday morning choice number 7, and this one is attitude, the attitude choice. Take the enthusiastic approach. Now, in this chapter, they started out with a story about the old-timer living in the city and has a new guy come into town, and he says, "Hey, what's everybody like here?" And the old man says, "Well, what's everybody like where you come from?" And he said, "Oh, they're down on themselves, the glass is always half empty, that kind of stuff." And he said, "Yeah, it's about the same type of people we have here." The next guy comes in just right behind that guy and says, "Hey, old-timer, what's people like in this town?" And the old-timer said, "Well, what are the people like where you came from?" And he said, "Oh, very optimistic, the glass is half full, looking for opportunities, that kind of stuff." And the old man said, "Just like the people here in this town." So the moral of that story is that if you want to be around people who are positive and enthusiastic and eager to live, that kind of stuff, your attitude will be the same. If you think the people around you are glum and negative, you probably need to check your own attitude. So if you want to be around happier people, choose to be happy yourself. It all starts with you and your choice. So who would you rather spend time with, a cynical person or a happy, optimistic person? And in the book they talk about, if you're like most people, you're probably going to want to be with an enthusiastic, outgoing, optimistic person. The fact is that the impact that they have on everyone around them is tremendous. And we talked about that back in not only the no victim choice, but the commitment choice. That when you make a commitment to something, you will affect other people's lives. Now, is attitude an automatic response? Many people subscribe to the theory that attitudes are simply automatic responses to circumstances that are happening. But it's our attitude that's a reflection of what's going on around us. Well, in the book, David Cottrell doesn't buy that theory at all. He thinks that there's an immediate response that happens in reaction to what's going on around us. It's then how we choose to handle that and how we want to interpret that and how we let it affect us. So making the choice, see, here's the thing. Making the choice and have an attitude that when something bad happens, bad things happen to everybody, but you need to choose to have a good attitude about it. In the book, they talk about the power of our attitudes. And, many people probably don't want to admit this responsibility, but we are in total control of your attitude. You are in total control of your attitude. Your attitude is powerful. And they talk about in the book, when facing serious illness, doctors confirm that survivors who don't survive usually have really bad attitudes about life. Those who can survive instances where they're not supposed to have a positive attitude, and they have an outlook that's very optimistic, that they're going to be okay, they're going to be able to walk again or whatever. So why choose to be negative? Why do people do that? Well, negative attitudes are so much easier to give into. Some people enjoy being negative. Really, it's just the human nature that being positive in the face of negative takes a lot of work. And you'll find that a lot of successful people, if you look at them in bad situations, they're still pretty optimistic about things. They choose not to inflict the poison of negative attitudes on others or on themselves. So here's the force multiplier. In the book, David Cottrell talks about the force multiplier. Most people love to be around people who are enthusiastic, outgoing. They're always looking towards the best. They attract others like a magnet. They're basically a force multiplier. But think about it for a minute. Cynical people, don't they drain your energy? They just drag you down. I mean, who wants to be around that all day long? So optimism and enthusiasm is contagious. And they talk about that on page 99 in the book. So cultivating enthusiasm. This is one of my favorite parts of the story because it talks about those school kids who are selling candy bars. Talk about being enthusiastic. I mean, kids are going out there with no fear. They're knocking on doors, talking to strangers, and selling candy bars because who the heck doesn't want to sell candy? Well, I was that kid. I used to go door to door. I always wanted to win that top prize, the big giant slowpoke. And I always did. I always got the top prize, but it was so fun to go around and sell. I mean, who doesn't want to buy candy from an enthusiastic kid? Real enthusiasm and a positive attitude is not just something you put on and take off, like a jacket. It is a way of life. And in the book, they talk about many people allow conditions to control their attitude, everything that's happening on around them. The great thing about that is we have the choice. We have the opportunity to choose our attitude every single day. And then in the book on page 101, they talked about our author Charles Dickens once advised, reflect on your present blessings, of which every man has many, not of your past misfortunes, which all men have some. And a really important thing about this was that I heard somebody talking once about they write down what they're most thankful for every day. And I must admit, that is something that I really try to work on. I thought that was a great tip that I picked up along the way. That if you can write down the 5 or 6 things you're most thankful for every single day, it's amazing what this person's attitude is like. Now, doing that for yourself, write down what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, and enjoy the day and make a choice to have a good day. What can you do about your past? Is there any way you can change it? That an optimist sees an opportunity in every calamity. A pessimist sees a calamity in every opportunity. So at some point, you're going to have to let the past go behind you and choose to move forward and live a better life. Bad things happen to everybody, people. Just get over it and move forward. Now, if there's something you could do to change the past, if somebody's upset with you, we talked about that in a previous chapter, go make it right. But if you can't change the past, it's time to move forward. I mean, this is probably the biggest thing I can help you with, is don't be so hard on yourself. Just learn from every instance. If you do let something eat at you and it gets you in a bad attitude, you got tomorrow. Write down the 5 things you're grateful for, choose to be in a different attitude, and just make it better. Learn from all those instances that are happening. So we covered Monday morning choices, the attitude choice. And the 3 things that you can do to choose to have a good attitude. Number 1, consciously choose your attitude. Every day when you get up, be thankful for what you got. Choose to have a great attitude today, no matter what happens. Number 2, keep your eyes open for new opportunities. There's opportunities all around us every day. So keep your eyes open for opportunity. And then number 3, be easy on yourself and others. When you make a mistake or you get in a bad attitude, don't beat yourself up over it. You got a whole new day tomorrow to start over. So that is our choice number 7, the attitude choice from Monday Morning Choices with David Cottrell. I hope you've enjoyed this Tuesday morning training session on attitude, and I hope you'll apply these principles to your business. And I'll see you next Tuesday on Tuesday Morning Training with Coach Korn. That's Korn with a K. And you can visit our website anytime at www.coachkorn.com to sign up for the updates, recaps of these videos on YouTube. Have a great day. We'll see you next week.